What happened to this man? Not one blow, not one door, not one name, not one night. A kingdom of paper happened. A record crossed him, a date displaced him, a file wore his face. A system learned the wrong song and sang it louder than his breath. He said, "I am here." The record said, "You are otherwise." He said, "This is my name." The record said, "We have another." He said, "This is not mine." The record said, "Carry it." And when he returned with proof, they called time a war. But what's in a meadow? Even a king was made to hear that power is not truth, because power has a seal. So let the meadow return. Not with swords, with documents. The barons now are not mailed men. They are birth certificates, logs, letters, disclosures, medical records, breach admissions, court papers, prison notes, probation files, and every stubborn scrap that says, "Look again, look again." John said, "No man shall be seized," yet the old words found new reign. Not castle guard nor forest fine, but data custody name. A man stood living in himself with breath no clerk could own, but paper crossed another life and laid it near his bone. One system passed it to the next, one shadow learned to spread. The living man was made to walk beneath the record's head. And when he cried, "That is not me," the room preferred the fire for error. Once it wears a stamp, can rule a little while. What happened to this man? The state wrote over him. What happened to this man? The lie was made more dim. No crown, no throne, no royal claim, only the right to stand, to be his name, to own his mind, to keep his living hand. Let Runnymede remember, let the sealed record learn. When power writes a man down wrong, make power answer in turn. John said, "No justice shall be sold, nor denied, nor made to wait. But a lay can grow a priestly beard and bless the locked up gate. A wrong date is no little thorn, a wrong name no small thread. It stitches through the public cloth and dresses truth is dead." Then came the word beneath the weight, one syllable for air, a tired mouth before a door with freedom standing there. They called it clean, they called it choice, they made it wear a crown. But pressure has a courtly voice when cages teach its sound. What happened to this man? The state wrote over him. What happened to this man? The lie was made more dim. No crown, no throne, no royal claim, only the right to stand, to be his name, to own his mind, to keep his living hand. Let Runnymede remember, let the sealed record learn. When power writes a man down wrong, make power answer in turn. Who are the barons now? Not lords of march and meadow, not swords around a king. The barons now are evidence. The first says, "Here is the name." The second says, "Here is the date." The third says, "Here is what was known before." The fourth says, "Here is the wrong link." The fifth says, "Here is the breach." The sixth says, "Here is the medical record that does not say what power said." The seventh says, "Here is the communication chain." The eighth says, "Here is the man beneath the mistake." And together they say what Baron said to John: "You may rule, but you shall not invent reality." No private faces in the song, no neighbor name, no curse. This is the stake, the file, the seal, the bureaucratic curse. This is how a human soul is thing by official art. First misnamed the outer man, the doubt, the inner heart. Core fear, fact, core pressure, choice. Core protest, proof of blame. Oh, the record's sacred law. Then mispronounce the name. But old law wakes in modern ink, and old wrong meets new page. The meadow walks through evidence and opens up the cage. What happened to this man? The state wrote over him. What happened to this man? The lie was made more dim. No crown, no throne, no royal claim, only the right to stand, to be his name, to own his mind, to keep his living hand. Let Runnymede remember, let the sealed record learn. When power writes a man down wrong, make power answer in turn. What happened to this man? He was made into a version, then punished through the version, then told the version was final. But the barons gathered, not in armor, in paper, and every page said,
A record is not a king, a mistake is not a judgment, a delay is not justice, a man is not erased, because the state has learned to spell him wrongly. John said justice shall not wait, so let it not wait here. So let it not wait here.